Hello YouTube, my name is Lemon and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I would show you how I've done my custom webcam. I'll be showing you how to do this tutorial using Canva mostly, but I'm going to be doing a little bit of it in Photoshop. You possibly maybe can get Photoshop through school. I'm currently a student and I'm able to use my school account, so let's get into it. So first thing you want to do is you want to open up Canva. You do not need a premium account as we will not be exporting this as a PNG with a transparent background. So all of this is completely free to use features. First thing you want to do though is you want to pull up a graphic, either a video or like even a static image. For me, I am using this video. I have purchased the licensing for it, so it's not available on Canva, not from my knowledge. But if you look up gradient in Elements, you should be able to check out a ton of these little beautiful things right over here, such as this one, and you can pick one depending on your style and preference. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this video and I'm going to set the video as background. Once I do that, you can tell that it takes up my entire background. And we are going to be exporting this as a MP4. So first thing I do is I go into Elements and I'm going to exit out, and in the little boxes over here, I'm going to scroll down and I am going to find lines and shapes. So I'm going to click on the little square, and as you can tell, you can reshape this as much as you would like. So I would try to select a camera that would work for like a lot of games. For me, I think this size would probably work best. And this is the trick, okay? So recently they came out with this amazing feature which is called border weights and corner rounding. For this, I'm going to suggest you make your color something that you are not going to use, such as maybe pink or purple, just so that you can see the border around. So I'm going to make my border weight. As you can tell, there is currently a border, and I'm going to make sure to round it out. I think that borders and camera borders look so much better once you round things out, so I'm going to make it rounded. And as you can see, I'm going to make it a little bit of a border, and you will see why. So make sure that you like your shape before you do anything. And if you have a lot of extra space, you can always trim that out. That's what I tend to do in my OBS feature. So I'm going to now take off the color. There should be an ability for you to make this a transparent box. So perfect. So once you have this is where your face cam is going to be. So what I'm going to suggest you do is you are going to do Control-C, Control-V to copy the element, and you are going to create a little border. So you can, what I would recommend is on the inner border. I would not make it a round edge. I would just simply round it out as a square. As you can see on my other one, I rounded it out a little bit, so I think that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to quickly go in my border rounding, and I'm going to round it out just a little bit. As you can tell, it's a little bit rounded, and I'm going to make sure to adjust the border. So I don't want my border to be too busy. So I'm going to make it I'm going to make it a very, very small. And once you have a border that you like, I know this looks crazy right now, but trust the process. Also, just want to reinstate, you are going to have to pick something colorful, something that is not dark for this tutorial. You could always invert the colors if so, but for me, this just works really well. So next thing you want to do is you want to add a new element, which is going to be another box, and you are going to want to fill out the rest of the blank space. So I'm just going to quickly just Control-C, Control-V this way, and make sure that all of these borders are connected, and you will have probably some space in between here. That will happen. I did find a way to cover that up, and that's by adding a circle. So I'm just going to quickly go and add a circle, make the shape itself black, and just quickly go and cover up all of these little holes. It will look a little bit crazy, but don't you worry. And the biggest key that I wanted to do now is now we are going to go and fill up our box. So now you can see our border is there. Make sure that everything looks good. And then I want to press download. And it might take maybe like 2 minutes to make sure that everything downloaded, depending on the size of your video. All right, now we have my OBS open. So as you can tell, I have all my OBS things and you can see me multiple dimensions, which is kind of cool. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go down here and press the plus button. And then I'm going to press media source. So I'm going to call this border. I think I already have one border, so I'm gonna call it border 2. And I'm going to locate a file on my computer, which is the border that we just downloaded. And the first thing I'm going to recommend you do is to just crop it down, not completely, but just to make it more manageable to work with. So I'm pressing down Alt and my left Alt, and then I'm dragging it in case you didn't know how to do that. I'm going to go into filters, and I'm going to add a chrome, a color key. Sorry about that. And instead of green, which is what it usually will do, I'm going to set it as a custom color, and I'm going to select the color black. And now, as you can tell, if I close it, my border should work. Sometimes it's a little bit finicky, I find, but it should work perfect. So now you can see that I have a completely seamless border that I can add anywhere. So if I just stop sharing my screen, all over here, if I just take off display capture, you can see that it's seamless, and I could even go and maybe resize my current webcam into it to make it fit. So this next part of the tutorial is how I customized mine a little bit more, just to customize it to my own Twitch channel. So the first thing that I'm going to do to make this a little bit easier for me is I'm going to actually drag this first box, and I'm going to get rid of the entire background. I'm going to bring back the box, make sure that everything looks fine, so make sure that everything is the way I want it to be. And then I'm going to go press share, download only this page as a PNG, transparent background download. And once that is downloaded, I'll see you in Photoshop. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a little lemon slice that I think would look really cute with my whole branding. So I have a really pretty lemon slice that you can't see right now, so I'm just going to make it a nice red background. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly select the magic tool, and I'm going to recolor it to maybe yellow so that I can see what it would look like. I think I picked orange, but you know what? It's close enough. And then I'm going to go and deselect it. And now that I have that, I can get rid of this red background. And what I'm planning on doing is that I'm going to resize it down to a size that I think would end up working very well, such as maybe this over here. I think it's obvious enough that it is a lemon, but you know, just in case, I'm going to zoom in a bit, and then I'm going to once again select the lemon, make sure that I'm sampling all layers as well, and then I'm going to go and then I'm going to go into my layer 1, and I'm going to delete it. So I'm going to delete it. So if you get rid of this, right now you have this beautiful lemon slice that will work very, very, very well. So what I'm going to recommend that you do, though, is you want to make sure that it's not covering up your webcam either, right? I mean, it would maybe look cool, but then I think that this would look really, really weird if this was your webcam itself. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make sure to create a new rectangle, to make sure to create a new box. And there's this awesome feature in this as well. Let me go and just deselect all of my layers. On now layer 2, I'm going to fill it, and I'm going to make sure to round out the corners. So there should be a little button right over here to allow you to round out corners. And this might be a bit of experimentation to make sure that it looks like all of the other ones, but you should be able to hopefully get a nice little layer going. And then boom, It's a really unique webcam feature that I can put. You can always put like a flower or whatnot, but I think so. At the end of this, we have two borders. We have this one, which I think is the most popular type of border. I mean, I love the fact that you can customize it if you are trying to rebrand or you tend to want to change colors every season, every week. You can, because hey, you make your own webcam, and I love that for you. The second option definitely is a little bit more complicated, maybe not really, but I do find it to be a very customizable, and it kind of prevents a lot of people from copying you as well. So I hope this tutorial helped you. I mean, that's how I make my webcam borders. I know that you can go on Etsy and get some for like a few dollars and whatnot, and definitely keep doing that. But this is just another option for you to go and explore. Thanks for watching my YouTube video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more content. Let me know what you thought of it. And I don't know, have a good